You might say James Charles's downfall was actually very well deserved and that everyone supposed he would eventually got his karma fixed. If you look at some of James Charles's recent videos, you may think he still got it and that people are still watching his channel, as well as they did earlier. Let's look at the views of James's videos in 2019. James is now at 115th. But how did James go from his videos averaging 15 million views to them averaging slightly over 1 million? Young James became famous in 2016 when he was still in high school by casually sharing his senior yearbook photos on Twitter. A ton of Twitter members completely adore his makeup skills and, quite honestly, made James mid-famous overnight. His fame later led him to become the very first male cover girl model, having multiple great celebrities in his videos and doing their makeup, hosting his own reality TV show, all while his personal YouTube channel was well over 100 million views per month. However, James has lost it all in under 5 years due to his terrible behavior on the internet. YouTube temporarily demonetized his channel, he pissed off a ton of fans and celebrities, and people simply stopped watching any of his posts and videos. The first James Charles drama that you probably heard of was the scandal at the 2019 Coachella Music Festival. James and his friends surely had a good time and posted several posts and videos including James's friends, but also this new guy that James had his hand around, which evoked several questions. The media was yet very hurried to find out the mystery man in question was a heterosexual male model from New York named Gage Gomez. What we should mention is that James was also widely known for hitting on heterosexual men, but more on that later.
I have matured and grown up way faster than anybody else my age. Since we also have very similar taste in guys too.
Hot.
Masculine.
Straight. We just want what we can't have.
After a fan post called James's Eye speculating about a budding romance, James responded by tweeting, "Nope, unfortunately, I'm still very single. This boy played me for months on end and is a disgusting con artist. I'm thankful I had my friends with me to protect me," which made Gage post his first ever YouTube video called "What Really Went Down Between Me and James Charles."
James then saw this as an opportunity to manipulate me as a person who may or may not have been trying to figure things out about their sexuality after the fact of telling him that I was straight.
James apparently invited Gage to the festival a couple of times, and in both instances, Gage refused. Although Gage went on to say he felt he was being pushed by James so much, he eventually called him and said he was going.
There were some points where I guess he was not sure how I was feeling, even though I was telling him the whole time I wasn't into, I guess you could say, experimenting at that time. He proceeded to get extremely upset with me because of that.
After their weekend together, Gage told James he didn't have any feelings for him and that he was certain he was straight, to which James replied with an enormous tweet saying he felt used by Gage. This wasn't James's first nor last try to get what he wanted by using fame and money. See, before James had seen any little bit of fame, he reached out to Tati Westbrook, claiming she was his idol and that he adored her. James has learned everything about YouTube and makeup from her, whom he also calls a mentor and a second mom. Because Tati saw the talent James had, she took him under her wings and taught him everything. Even Tati's husband was helping. He was making sure James wasn't making any mistakes in the business field or with the contracts. However, during Coachella 2019, James has been promoting a direct competitor of Tati's vitamin brand on his Instagram stories, and as he should have expected, Tati released a video called Bye Sisters, which is not available on YouTube anymore. Tati, except accusing James from being unhuman, goes on and calls James out on his behavior with straight men.
Talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter, and when I said, "James, he's straight," your response was, "Doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity." So freaking gross, and you said that in front of my family. In front of my childhood friends. I had to call every one of them up the next morning and apologize on your behalf because it was so uncomfortable.
To all, James argued by posting a 41-minute video named "No More Lies."
I have never and would never and will never use my fame, money, or power to manipulate or get any sexual actions from a guy. That is disgusting. It is not me. And the fact that Tati brought this...
Well, we all must admire that James Charles is just fabulous at making himself look like the victim and even more at making apologies.
Take this from me because I've had to deal with this. As an influencer, when you grow a following, you will either say or do something that people might not like and might not agree with, and eventually, you might have to apologize. So for today's compact challenge, you guys will be filming your very own apology videos.
Even though this scandal made him lose well over 2 million subscribers, this wasn't James's first controversy. He actually had plenty of them before. Starting by his fans' backlashes in 2017 when he posted a racist tweet saying, "I can't believe we're going to Africa today, oh my god, what if we got Ebola? James, we're fine, we could have gotten in a Chippewa last year." James had to quickly delete this one because it resulted in getting mad more people than he thought it would. Or in 2018 when Shawn Mendes was doing an innocent Instagram livestream where he was showing off his juggling skills, when suddenly James made his very first sexual comment online, "Can you juggle me like that?" which he got a lot of hate for as well. This is where James should have taken in. He can't just write inappropriate messages online thinking nothing would happen. Except he hadn't learned anything at all and continued to do so. The most destructive allegation happened in 2021 and was the main lever of James's downfall. The TikToker going by Isaiah claimed he got sent explicit photos by James Charles on Snapchat and that he was pressured into sexting James even after saying he's only 16 years old.
So after sending me that first picture of his body, explicitly, he sent me multiple after that, and I'll post them now. I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, "Oh, but I didn't get to see meaning my body."
Charles, on the other hand, called this story completely false, saying he simply saw a photo of Isaiah on his Explore page and added him on Snapchat when he realized they were mutuals. Charles said he woke up to several snaps from this person being excited of Charles sending him back, one of the snaps being a shower photo. Charles claimed he asked him about his age right away, and when Isaiah, in James's words, lied him about his age and told him he was 18, James started flirting back. When he later admitted he was only 16, Charles said that Isaiah insisted on continuing talking, at which point Charles unfriended him. Isaiah couldn't prove anything because it was a word of a multi-million follower celebrity against the word of a 16-year-old TikToker. However, more guys started to accuse Charles of a very similar incidents like sexting them, sending explicit pictures, forcing them into stuff they didn't want to do, etc. His fans turned against him and started using the hashtag #JamesCharlesIsOverParty.